Hey everybody. God, just a false start right out of the get-go. Hey everybody, welcome to Muni Misfits. My name's Chris. I got Matt and Greg with me. We are the Muni Misfits. Fargo Golf is off and running, boys. This has been a crazy start to the season. You guys still upright?
Did you just take a mulligan there?
I did, yeah. 2 off the tee, 2 off the first.
It is crazy. I think that was part of your tough start there. You're a little shell shocked from this
I am.
week and a half or whatever. Actually, 2 weeks now, I think. I know at least the creek we've been open, and it's feeling all of that already. It is fast and furious. I feel like we're almost into the middle of summer, which we're not too far off of, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we got our first week of league under our belt. We kind of had a slow start on ladies' night. We had some rain, but then as far as like Wednesday and Thursday, certainly last night was awesome because we finally got golf carts back out at Osgood, and the boys were pretty happy about that. But even so, on Wednesday we were walking only, and we only had one team that didn't play. So everyone's ready to play golf, and everyone's super duper excited. And we say this usually every show, but kudos to the superintendents for just doing an awesome job. They had a tough off season and tough early season conditions to get these golf courses going. So thank you very much for all the stuff that you guys do. So really excited about this year though. So, and your first week of league, how did it go? Any casualties?
Yeah, Thursday we started out. We started out having our senior league at Prairie-Wood, and both at Prairie-Wood and at Rose Creek this year, we were going to try to just add a couple tweaks to how we do things, especially with Golf Genius, our tournament software program, which I think would make it a better communication piece, like for our players. They'd be able to get that information quicker, easier. Hopefully for staff, it makes it a little bit easier. And I guess we weren't quite as prepared as what we were anticipating. So both of those we had to improvise a little bit, both at Prairie-Wood on Thursday morning and then for the men's club Thursday night. So we've got a little bit of work ahead of us for today. But the cool part is both places, the numbers were really, really huge. We had 185 people play in our men's club yesterday at Rose Creek.
Hours. Way to go.
So from 12:30 until I think it was about 7:12, every single tee time was taken for men's club. And it was great. And we had, I think we already had about, like 260 players signed up. We had another 37 guys join last night. So the numbers continue to increase.
You had how many people sign up last night?
37 additional new Rose Creek Men's Club members.
They're brand new to it. They haven't, and they're signing 37 new people signed up.
Right.
So what games do you get? Like, what game did you play on opening night?
So last night, this wasn't a game we were anticipating doing as far as for our opener, but we just kept the schedule. We started our schedule thinking that mid-April would be about when we'd get rolling.
Yeah.
So the game that ended up being last night was a game called Cha Cha Cha. It's basically you count one score as far as your first hole, 2 out of 4 on your second hole, 3 out of 4 on the third hole, and then it repeats through the 9-hole process. So it was a lot of fun. I think it was nice that they were able to play their own ball on opening night. Golf course was in really nice shape. Still somewhat soft, of course, from all the rain. Sure. The weather pattern's been something else. But no, overall, a really good night. Everybody was just kind of jacked to play, and so that was kind of fun. And looks like now, hopefully next week, we're going to move into some warmer and drier conditions. So yeah,
that would be great. And we kind of take a different tactic on opening. Like, we start them off with a scramble. We want everyone to just kind of. You say no. We're gonna have everyone play their own ball. We're gonna have
one ball rule. Summer rules.
That's right. Play it down, boys.
Play it down.
Well, part of it is like we try to get early in the season them playing their own ball as frequently as possible so we can get handicaps established. So,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because a lot of guys, that might be their only golf day potentially.
Yeah. So like when you're opening up, are you doing net and gross then?
We are.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we did a scramble. We are going to be utilizing handicaps throughout the season though too. I think some people, especially that are new to we got a lot of new people playing league, and the handicap thing seems to be a little bit of a barrier, and I'm pretty excited to see like what the US, in the last couple of years, we've made it a whole lot easier for handicaps to get established. So I think it's like 3 scores right now, right? 3 18-hole scores established, and then you're off and running. So it used to be, kind of tough. Wasn't it like 6 or 10 scores?
5.
Okay, we're about to, but yeah, and
Not sure.
yeah, was it all 5 counted at that point? And then,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
And then it would be like 5 out of 8, 6 out of 9,
right,
and as you got to 20, then it was best 10 of your last 20, but 20 can take a while.
right, yeah. Especially if some people are
Most of the time.
old, yeah, and they're only playing league, yeah.
So you guys have started a league. Why don't you, for people who are just tuning in, tell us a little bit about your leagues and how they would maybe get signed up.
Well, right now it's kind of the sign up part is we're kind of standing room only right now for leagues. The only times that we really have available at Osgood are going to be earlier in the day, right around that 2:30 to 3 o'clock time frames are open on both for men's league Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then we do have some time earlier as well for women's league on Tuesdays. And as far as getting signed up, you just got to call the golf shop. Just call Osgood and 701-356-3070, and we'll get you all signed up. The way that we run leagues, I like the fact that all of our leagues run a little bit different. Our league is you sign up with a team and you get to play. You sign up for your tee time, and that's the whole season. You have that set. Cookie, you guys can sign up as a team, but you can change your tee times around, right?
That is correct. Yeah, you can play. We can take just a single if you've got a buddy you want to bring in. You're just a twosome or a threesome or a foursome. What we will do is you can go ahead and make your tee time, and we take tee times for our men's club up to 1 week in advance, so they can start calling Thursday morning for the following Thursday. And if you don't have a complete foursome, then we'll try to see if we can't find a single or twosome to fill that group. We play a different game each week. So we play a team game each week. We have an individual component, so individual gross and net, and then we also have an individual gross and net skins game as well as proximity contest. So multiple ways you can win.
Sure.
If you're having your team's kind of not so great that week, but you're having a great night, you maybe have still a chance to win some prize money. So
And Cookie, the cost each week for that?
So it's a $50 annual fee
Yep.
up front, which includes your gin handicap for the year and gets you into our men's club, and which also allows you to play in some of our men's club events that we have. We have about half a dozen of those during the year. And then every week it's a $6 game fee, and that those dollars go into the weekly pool of money that is paid out in certificates each week. So
And if they're a pass holder, obviously they're not paying a green fee, but if they're not a pass holder, they pay the $6 plus a
league green fee, correct?
$22.
Yep, correct.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then Greg, yours, I like yours for the fact that, I mean, you take all people. Basically, you don't have to have a team. You don't have to have anything set. Why don't you talk about what you do at your league?
Sure. I mean, again, I think because we're all a little bit different, we all do them different, gives everybody kind of a variety of what they want to do when they want to do it. Our men's club, you can sign up anytime. We don't limit the number of people that can sign up. Obviously, during the day or the league night, we do have maximums after that. But you sign up online, and then we do the pairings. We do A, B, C, D player each week, so you get to play with a variety of different players. You get to meet a lot of different people. It's a 6 o'clock shot. We have two shotguns on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock and a 6 o'clock. It's $50, and for us, it's $10 each week. And obviously, if you're a pass holder, that's it. And it's pretty cool. You get, especially for what we've heard for maybe you're new in town and you don't know a lot of people, you really get a chance to meet a lot of people, make some good friends. And those friendships, golf is a game of a lifetime. Those friendships tend to last, forever. So you have to sign up in the shop. You can call us at 701-232-2824 anytime if you have any questions. It's $50, just like Matt's, and includes a J handicap.
Yeah, the fact that it's and I got to your I got to your closing banquet last year.
Yep.
And that is, I mean, it's a culture there. I mean, there's a vibe. Everybody in the Edgewood Men's Club, the fact that everybody knows each other because some way or another they've all played golf with it, and so it makes it a really strong culture, and it's pretty cool to see. I like that mixer type format. So.
Yeah, we play a variety of games. Sometimes you play your own ball. Sometimes it's a scramble. Sometimes it's a combination between a scramble and a best ball. So you get to play a variety of games with a variety of people.
Cool. Well, yeah, as far as leagues, man, we're off and running. Happy to be back in the saddle and getting everyone out and playing. It has been, I forgot how busy these weeks get when we are just like, boom, another league. And, staying on top of it, when you have this many people playing in leagues and facilitating these competitions, that's a lot, right? And then now we're throwing some more wrinkles in it with Golf Genius and live scoring and doing all that type of stuff. Hopefully everyone that's competing is really, it seems like everyone's really enjoying it. We're having a lot of fun with it. And we even talked about how the golf season right now, what do we have, about 20 to maybe 22 days of potentially having league, something like that, competitive rounds?
That's probably pretty close.
It's not a lot, when you start getting going in the early part of May, and then if you think that you're going into that first week of October, maybe if we're lucky, and if we don't have any rainouts, that's like 21 rounds. So
I'm gonna do my best marketing Tori that I can right here. If you wait till the end of this podcast, we have a special announcement as to Edgewood openings
just
at the end.
dang,
Right? Did I do that right, Tori?
Sounds good.
They got to do it way at the end, though. You got to listen to the whole deal.
Is there a way that we can make sure that they have to listen to this entire podcast until they get that?
I don't think so.
All right,
Honor system.
we're working on it.
But we have exciting news.
We do.
So at the end, we'll announce that.
Perfect. I'm excited. I don't even know completely what it is. So, okay, what else do we got going on today, guys?
How busy does your range continue to be?
Very. Like Greg said last time, we can't have enough range balls. We had, and the bummer right now is that I don't want to harp too much on the driving range, but with all that moisture, this last storm that went through, I think we ended up getting close to 2 inches of rain, and our driving range just it kind of feels like a soup bowl, and just we got the picker stuck like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. We had a tow rope out there. We had all sorts. It just was anyways, we're doing all we can to facilitate fresh range balls out on the lesson tee or out on the tee itself. It will probably be on the artificial turf, for maybe through this weekend. And then it sounds like next week we're going to transition into actual grass. The turf, like the grass turf, is looking very happy right now. So, and everybody that has come out to hit golf balls on the artificial tee line has noticed. They're like, this is why we're doing it. So that's been a nice, just visual communication, right? For them to be able to see that, okay, we're gonna get out on the grass pretty soon here. So, when they put that into place, it was super smart.
We can't wait until August when they start ours. Our range is all grass right now, and we have a pretty small range tee, and right now it is getting destroyed, which is good. It's all good.
People are playing,
but
right?
we can't wait until we get that done, and we can save the turf a little as we go.
Too many balls being hit out at the creek.
It's been bonkers.
Oh.
I thought, typically we will try to recycle golf ball. Or kind of cycle them on out. Take out, the lousy golf balls have been hit for a
Can't
while,
do it.
and then put new ones in. Well, this year we're going to give it a whirl, and we try to. But I ended up getting my golf balls last year, not until November. So I waited over a year to get these from this manufacturer.
Can we mention the manufacturer?
I won't throw them under the bus, but. So, and I understand a lot of things obviously in the golf industry right now have been taking some time. So anyway, we end up going through the whole year with golf balls that I wasn't really happy about utilizing. And so
Less than enthused.
And so anyway, we threw in 500 dozen golf balls to begin with, thinking, okay, that'll be a good start. Oh my gosh, we were picking like by noon already, and that picker just kept going and going and going. And so then now we just threw another 500. So now we're up to 1,000 dozen golf balls.
Yes.
And those two, it's just like, it's still pretty early in the day. You're making a pick once again. And we've been fortunate when we redid our range here. I don't remember how many years ago that was. They did the whole levee project, but it drained pretty reasonable. There's a lot of contouring out there. We've got a lot of catch basins, get some water moved out of there. And so as wet as it was here, I think on Tuesday, I can't remember when we got rain last. We got it about every day. maybe it was Wednesday we were closed. I don't remember. Anyhow, we were closed for a day on the range, which is almost never happens, but it was that wet out there. But then by the next day, I couldn't believe in the afternoon actually how dry it was.
Yeah.
So it really did kind of soak it up or move it on out or whatever it was. But yeah, the range has been very, very active, which is great. And people have been working on their games and trying to get out and enjoy themselves. And
So, question for you guys. I mean, practice habits have changed, you know, in the last 10, 15 years. When you guys were growing up playing golf, did you hit a lot of range balls?
Well, we didn't have a driving range, so we hit no range balls. So we just, I mean, we literally just played all day. We played as many holes as we could play.
There was a comment that came into the golf shop yesterday, and it kind of is that.
Sorry about that.
That sounds like I have a great idea. But I had a comment that came into the golf shop yesterday, and it was talking about how, one, we should have a range membership at the Fargo parks. And, you know, right now, the access that we have out on the driving, we just don't have that access right now because we're just so busy, which is a good thing. And my comment isn't around that. My comment is around this gentleman said that we are, how do young kids get better if the driving range, if they can't go out there and just hit unlimited golf balls? And it kind of made me think, and I'm like, you know what? When I was growing up, I didn't like range balls were like actually a luxury. like if we could collectively, me and my buddies, scrounge up enough money to get like a range token, and then we're rationing out golf balls, and you get 5, you get 5, you get 5. Like that was a big deal. But I mean, we were the same way. We kind of we took laps around El Zagal, and we just played continuously. And we chipped and putted, and then, you know, the street lights came on, and then we had to go home. So it's totally a different time, and the practice habits you can see are changing. I think we are getting into that mentality that practice is going to the driving range. And I don't know if that's something that is good or bad. What do you guys think?
We should be playing more.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, at the correct facilities, when you're a beginner, you got to get to the right place. I mean, again, you have to learn how to play a little, but you need to learn how to play. You know, we don't base so when we get done playing, what do we say? Oh, I hit it. I mean, we do say we hit it good, but what did it come down to? It's a score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you're on the driving range, you are just repeating. You know, there's a lot of that repetition, and golf is not on a flat lie all the time. It's not. I mean, how many times are you practicing from weird lies on a driving range? And that's all you get.
Yeah, lots of discussion going on in our industry as to what type of practice works best. Is it block practice? Is it different kinds of practice? What actually works best? And we're finding out as we go through this that maybe block practice, hitting 7 irons 55 times in a row at the same target, maybe isn't the best alternative. Obviously, there are times that you need to work on a skill or a training or something like that. But, you know, one of the biggest hurdles people have a lot of times is they believe their driving range game to the golf course, because just like you said, just the lie that you get on the golf course very rarely is the lie that you're putting out on a driving range.
How many times are you actually hitting, like when you scrape a golf ball to line it up, you're always making sure it's propped up just perfect every single time. Like you just don't get that. You don't get that on the golf course. So I don't know. It was a great question. It was a great comment. And I had to kind of think about that, as it relates to junior golfers, because it just, we do see a lot of juniors out hitting golf balls, and I just don't remember that growing up. I don't remember that being a thing, so.
If you take a look at all the good players probably in the last, even the last 5 or 6 years, just look at the names. And I bet if you look at what they do, I bet they're more play than practice.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're working on something or you're taking a lesson, that's a different animal, and you're trying to train something different. But a lot of times, if you look at, if we look at people who they are, a lot of times the best players are players that just play
Play a lot.
ton,
Yeah.
as much as you can. I mean, just play as much as you possibly can, because that experience in all the aspects we just talked about matters. It matters.
Yeah, and I think we see the same thing too with even the high school programs that are coming out to practice. I would, and we actually do have some access for tea times actually out at Osgood, and we've actually said, gosh, it would be great if you guys went out and maybe played, but they're very content right now with hitting golf balls, chipping and putting, and I feel like there's a lot of reps that they can get in there, and I think that's where they see that they're maximizing the benefit. But I side with you guys. I think that the fact that you get out there and there's no substitute for actually playing. There's never a substitute for that. So
Tell you, with the high schools right now, they're probably relishing the fact to be able to practice, because I look on the Minnesota side, I'll use like my daughter, for example, they've played 7 of the last 10 school days, tournaments.
Yep.
So there's no time to practice. So anytime you get a chance to practice, you're
That's
going
a
to
good
try
point.
to make the best of it. That's kind of, once again, going back to spring golf. If we're going to jam it all in 4 or 5 weeks, the very most,
yeah.
they're going to be throwing a lot of tournaments in there too. And so that's really kind of a challenge. But
Well, I think this is probably a good segue for Discover Tour. See how I did that?
Nice
Do you
job.
like that?
Wow,
I'm learning.
we are on a roll today.
So if you haven't done so already, or if you haven't heard, we are starting the Discover Tour. It's brand new junior golf tour this summer, and you can certainly go over to fargogolf.net and get all the information there. Click on the Discover Tour tab, and you can go ahead and get your junior registered. What are the cliff notes for? What are the cookies notes on Discover Tour?
it's just going to be a very great opportunity. Once again, we just talked about playing and getting out on the golf course and playing. This is a great playing opportunity, a great opportunity to kind of learn, discover maybe your weaknesses, discover what you need to work on, discover some new friends.
You're really trying out some taglines. That's nice.
Yeah. So no, it is. We just
Tori,
kind
you
of,
writing these down?
what's also kind of neat about this is that we start this at an earlier age than most of the tours that we've had around this area. So we have a 9U program, 12U program, 18U program, and a players tour component. So as we talked about last week, it starts as early as 7 years of age and goes all the way through that individual completing a senior year of high school. Eventually our professional staff will be taking over our junior golf instruction in 2024, and a lot of that will kind of run parallel to our Discover Junior Golf Tour. So there's some really kind of fun things, I think, moving ahead. Like I said, it's going to be professionally run by our professional staff. There's going to be some good tournaments.
And thank you, Bell Bank.
And thank you, Bell Bank. So we're kind of getting closer and closer to the deadline. So you'll want to get out there as soon as possible and take a look. Things are starting to fill more quickly now as we're getting closer and closer to the summer.
Do we have one more week of registration, or what's the timeline?
So I think right now it's the 15th, which is Tuesday.
Okay.
We'll see where we stand. If we end up extending it, it'll probably only be one more week. So we like Matt said, we are starting to fill up in some areas, and we're going to get this all wrapped up. So we're ready to go. You will not be able to sign up 3 days before the event. If you want to play in this event or you want your kids signed up, you have to do it before the deadline, because once that deadline is, we're closed.
Yep. And I think we got a little promo, right?
Yep,
Cue it up.
it's gonna be loud.
Okay.
Let's work.
Are we muted?
Now you're back.
Now we're back. Hey. We're still learning this stuff, but I think that hopefully that all.
Such a cool video. Thanks,
Oh,
Tori.
that was.
You guys did a great job. Gals did a great job with that.
So get signed up. Go over to fargogolf.net and check out Discover Tour. And we got about a week more of signups. So really excited about all of that. Now, what else do we have on the list?
Good. Last week we had one bobblehead. This week we have 2. There we go. Will we end up with 3? Matt, will we end up with 3?
We need someone else around our barrel here to kind of join us.
Yeah, I'm fashionably late right now, so
We'll see.
We might have to get a
Work
Tom
on it.
Hoagie bobblehead. I
I'm
see
gonna have to
he's,
start a GoFundMe for my bobble.
see they got the AT&T.
That'd be fun, actually, if we could get some special guests and we could get them a bobblehead and
Yes,
throw it on here.
that's a fantastic idea.
Table full of
Okay,
bobbleheads.
We're working on it. Would that go
Look at
okay with your motif in here, though? Are we okay? Tori, you worked so hard on and I hate to say the aesthetic,
Yeah.
right? That's a buzzword right now that all my kids in my house use, aesthetic. So, but the aesthetic here is very nice. Would a table full of bobbleheads be all right?
I could figure it out.
It hurts a little bit.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah.
She's just being nice.
They could go on the ledge behind.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right there. Cool. What else we got, guys? I know we had some other thing. We had Greg's rants in there. What do we got?
They got the AT&T Byron. They got
You're
Byron
going-
Nelson, Tom
Yeah.
Hoagie, tied for 29th right now. I think
Those guys shoot the lights out at this
So
place.
did you, on Thursday, did you see
Chip
what
in
was
for Eag?
happening?
What?
So I can't think of the gentleman's name. He had needed eagle on 18 for 59.
Oh, is that no? The leader right
Yes.
now is shot 60.
Standing in the middle of the fairway, had a chance to go for it. Guess what he did? He laid up.
Wow.
He laid up.
Okay.
Shot 60. Laid up to his yardage apparently.
I
Didn't go for it. Didn't try to shoot 59. Well, I guess he could have made it to shoot 59, but he laid up.
Sure. What are you doing there?
If I have a chance to shoot 59, I'm not laying up.
Taking a rip at it?
Well, sure, I might end up with shooting 70 because of it.
I mean, I've never been in that. I've never been in that.
no.
That rare air, but yeah, it'd be hard not to take a rip at it. I mean, how many guys have shot 59 in a tour event? It's like,
Say 8, 9.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I was
super
thinking.
rare air.
And
One guy's done it twice, right?
Is
Who's that?
Furyk?
Yeah,
See if he shot 58 and 59.
something like that. Yeah.
Wow. What are you doing? You going for it?
Yeah, I'm going for it, which will be a layout.
I'm going to lay up. I did see Hoagie though. I mean, he chipped in for Eag. That's the one shot. It's crazy. I was in the office and we're getting scorecards all ready for league, and then Hoagie's on the screen in the golf shop, and he chips in for eagle. What was that, hole 8 or something like that? So, anyways, off and running. Keep going, Tom. Hopefully, have a great weekend. So, anything else to report on the Byron? Okay, that was good. Nice. I did see I was kind of surprised with the purse structure on the PGA Tour now with like all these designated events, with the $20 million purses. And then you start looking like PGA Championship, the purse is like just 18 million, right? But the major championships now are no longer like, as far as purse structure, they're not the marquee events anymore. And there's such a wide range of purses now that they must have taken. I don't know how it exactly works, but I mean, you got like the Scottish Open at like 8 million. You got like some of these non-designated events that are like less than half the purse of some of these designated events. So it'll be interesting to see just exactly who shows up for those non-designated events. Like this week, obviously, is it a designated this week?
I don't believe so.
I don't think it
Last
is,
week
because
was.
last week Wells Fargo was designated. So it's interesting to see who's playing in these events. Do you guys like the fact that we're going to these designated events and it kind of forces the best players to play in doesn't force them. Obviously Rory didn't play in a couple, but what do you guys like the designated event deal?
We've always had events though that have been worth more money.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we just changed them to designated versus non-designated. And we've always had a variety of purses from, I don't know what they are, but from 10 million to 25 million. Now they call them designated. So guys quote unquote have to play in all but one or something like
Yeah,
that.
you get one that you don't play.
Goes back to the pit money, right?
Yes. It's such a weird deal. But I mean,
PGA Championship next week.
I know.
Fast, right?
Okay, that happened really quick.
Yeah, it did. Got any favorites? Who's gonna win?
So my old college roommate qualified, Ben Kern. So he's gonna be whooping it up.
Ben is qualified before, correct?
Yeah,
And made the cut, hasn't he?
yeah, he's been the low professional actually.
And Ben being a club
The
professional.
club professional, excuse me, low PGA professional in the field. So yeah, he got the cup and the platter. Can't remember what they win, but he got his picture on the 18th green with Brooks Koepka. That was the year that Brooks won.
I was
So-
gonna say, I was at that event because I was actually down at Bell Reef Country Club.
Correct.
And so I remember watching Ben out there. What was the deal again? Did he have his wife or who was caddying for him? There was a story there, I thought, because obviously he made the cut that tournament.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was. I mean, he finished. I should know this, but I mean, he finished a decent way up on that leaderboard, and he
Yeah.
was after like the first couple of days, he was on like the first page. So, yeah, heck of a player. Played for Kansas State. Great PGA professional. He's down in Texas right now. Plays a lot, and just dude's not scared of going low. So that'd be fun to see him play well. But as far as who we got for like the big boys, I mean, it's hard to pick against the faves. Like I don't know. I mean, I like John Rahm at this point. The guy's just a freight train. So
Wait for Scotty Scheffler to break through again.
well, I mean, you can't go wrong with like Rahm or Scheffler because they've won like half the events so far, right? Who do you like, Greg?
Tom Hoagie.
All right. Not Strain. Yeah, I like Tom too. Perfect. That's our picks.
Let's go with it.
Okay. So I got Rahm, you got Scheffler, you got Hoagie. Whoever ends up winning gets something. We got to think of this. Tori, what do we get? Whoever loses has to get something. We're the dunce cap or something.
We'll think of something.
Okay, sounds good. We'll workshop it off air. All right. Now, what else do we have this huge news? Huge news?
We're gonna do that at the end. Are we at the end?
Are we at the end?
We can do tip of the day.
What's the tip of the day, Greg?
So it is amazing to me. We have so much access to information, YouTube, whatever, golf wise. And I see more phones out on the driving range now, which is awesome. They're videoing their deal and then they're maybe going back to YouTube and everybody has their followers, everybody has their instructors. We see so many gyrations and actions and all that stuff on the range.
Gyrations.
Gyrations. Can we please start with a good grip? Let's just start with a good grip and then let's work on the gyrations later. If you're wearing out your grip or your glove, I mean, I love it, right? I sell gloves. But if you're wearing out, your glove should never wear out. It should stretch out, but it should never wear out. If you're wearing out if you have a big hole in your glove,
Yeah.
you're gripping it wrong.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
You're gripping it wrong.
So
let's
Greg's got a trend going on right now because last week it was grips themselves
Yes.
and now it's gloves. And it's about gripping the club correctly.
I'm doing such a good job. I'm going out of business.
We might. So what's your best advice on grip then?
Walk in wherever you get balls. Walk in the pro shop.
Yep.
Show your grip to one of our great PGA professionals and have them change it and cement it and work at it and mirror it. We look at all our swings and I look at grips and they're this way and they're this way and they're every which way.
Right.
And your functionality of your swing has a lot to do with how you're holding on to the golf club.
100%. I was actually giving a lesson to a couple of high school buddies yesterday, and we probably spent the first 10 minutes of the lesson. It's not just like sitting and just grabbing grabbing a club and talking about it. I mean, you're hitting balls as you're doing it, but it's a solid 10 minutes of the lesson, that first lesson, where we're just discussing the grip and how you put the hands on the handle truly changes the ball flight. Everything, the initial direction is all about the grip.
Yeah, and it's not something that's sexy. It's not
No, it's
something
not.
that you want to. I mean, right?
I want to hit golf
But
balls,
you-
man.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But it can help you so much in improving your game.
You know,
100% agree.
you look at like on a tour, if anybody's looking at videos and you watch a tour, you're going to see a lot of people with different grips, but it's not those huge changes. So I think what we're talking about here too is you see some individuals with some far extremes. And so I think if you look at your average player, I think if nothing else, your average player, I remember John Dahl always saying, no one comes to me who's hitting the ball from right to left. It's only guys that are hitting it from left to right. And so if you are a slicer of the golf ball, you may want to look at that to begin with. And I mean, as far as you guys may differ, but I would say for the most part, when you think of